Hey, my lovelies. Welcome to the weekend. And we're back to Scraptember 2025. A collab that me and Margreth from Sevenplaza are doing, and it is so much fun. But I have to say, even though we did JJ 330 in August, and now we're doing Scraptember, I feel that September is going by rather slowly, which is good, but slightly annoying because I want it to be Halloween every day. I know, right? So that's why I thought, I don't know if you've noticed, you may have, but I've kind of integrated Scraptember 2025 with our scraps, where we're making projects with our scraps. We've got a prompt list as well, but you don't have to use the prompt list. You can just play with your scraps. But I've kind of integrated it into stuff that we're going to be using in my Halloween every day, which is just so much fun. Also, let me know in the comments if you're interested, because I have started buying bits from places. So if you want a haul video, let me know, because then that gives you plenty of time to, if you want to use some of the stuff that I've got, gives you plenty of time to go out and search for it and have a looky-look. But what are we doing today? So today on my list of prompts, I have got beads. Beads. And I could use beads. I've got plenty of beads, lots and lots of beads. But I thought, beads and scraps. Let's make some beads. Winning. Perfect. So I have got, you could, if some of you have got a bead tool, which is very much like a quilling tool, you can use that. Perfect. But I'm just going to make one, which I'm hoping will work. Haven't tried this yet, but I kind of had an idea in my head, because I have got a quilling tool, but you could use, you don't really even have to make a tool, to be honest. It can be done without. You could use your tweezers, like ones like this, you could 100% use, but I'm just going to give this a go. Now, I have got this skewer, and as you can see, it's flat, and it's got a bit on the top. So this is called a paddle skewer, and you can get them off of Amazon. So I'm going to see how this works. So we've got, like, it will make the middle square, not round. And then I've just got a normal skewer. So this one I'm not going to do anything with, because I'm going to show you can do it. And all I'm going to do is, I'm just going to try, like I said, I don't know if this will work. I'm just going to try and slice I don't know if it will work. I'm not too sure it will, because it keeps moving. And I really don't want to do it this way. So be careful, people. Be very, very careful. So let's just run our knife down. This is the easiest way, and then you're not cutting your fingers. So we don't really, and now we've got sort of like a bit in it. You don't need to go all the way down. You just need it to be let's turn it around this way now. Where's my line gone? There it is. You just need it to be big enough to slide some of your paper in, like that. So just cut it so you've just got a slit like that. And then, because it's Scraptember, let's get out our scraps. Now, this is my medium-sized scrap box, and I also have don't fall. I also have some scraps that I've got here as well that I used in my previous video. We could use that. Put those in there. I mean, that is going to make an awesome bead. And we've got stripes on here already, look at me going straight for the pink. Right, so now I'm going to do this the most easiest way there is to make beads. Where is my trimmer? Well, that took longer than it needed to. It ended up being right under my feet. It was under my desk. Right, so where this has got stripes on, these are the size of the beads that I'm going to do. So I'm just going to cut along the stripes. I'm not measuring anything. You can, if you want to, 100%. You can definitely measure. Is that? Is this? Are we going wonky? I think we are. How are we going wonky? That seems straight. Let's take that little smidgen off. And it's the pattern. It's really hard to see the pattern, but I'm not going to lie, I don't think the pattern is straight. And then you can also, let's take this bit. So let's take the writing off the top. I mean, you could 100% use that because you wouldn't be able to tell. And then what you can do is just, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see I'm putting that at an angle? So I'm putting the top corner on the blade and then just kind of smooching it. And then we end up with that. And you can do these, like I said, you can do these absolutely any size you want. So as you can see, I've done one a little bit wider at the end. And then you just take, I'm going to do one that's flat at the end as well. So like that. I don't know how that's going to turn out, but let's have a go. Right, and you're going to need some glue. So I am going to get my Belly Arts. And I'm just going to make sure it's ready. Let's get our little... And first off, we're going to make the rose one. And we're just going to try and see if that... Oh, it does look. Don't get splinters. Slides in there. And then we're just going to... We're just rolling it. Try and keep it even. And then put some glue on the end. Pull it quite tight and spread the glue like that. So yeah, we have got more messy play. And then put your finger underneath it like that. And then it is a bit thick, but it's such a cool bead. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a teeny weeny bit of glue down there. I'm going to take the skewer and just, so it's like that. And then look at that cool bead. How cool is that? So easy, so easy. So I'm going to show you how to do one like this. And then, like I said, just slide it in. What colour do we want? Let's do it the other way round. There we go, put that in, and then we're going to roll, keep it even. This is so cool. And we are going to do some Halloween style, but I just wanted to show you. And then get your Barely Arts glue and just run it all the way down the end. And then as you're rolling it, hold it down and run the glue round like that until the glue's gone off your finger. And then let's, oh, look at that. Oh, we've moved it. Let's just slide that back. And then we've got a cool little bead. So there's 2 there. And now we're going to do some grungy ones. So with our scraps, let's go for our scraps, because there is bound to be book pages. Yep, that would work perfect. Coffee dyed paper, that would be really grungy and cool. Crafts cardstock. Oh, look, book paper. More dark. That's not big enough. Is that? I don't think that would be a cool little one. So I'm not doing ones that are too wide. Yep. So we want some grungy. That will do. That will do. There's some more book paper in here. Right, so I've pulled a load of bits and pieces out, and I have also got some of the mop-ups as well, and this is really going to annoy me, so I'm just going to have to snip this last bit off. That is not even, because my OCD. Now you can paint these as well, so I'm just going to let these dry. Let me get one of my little pumpkin bowls, because they're just too cute. Look, so I'm going to put all my beads in there, and then we're going to grunge them up. So this is how we're going to take scraps, bog standard scraps, change them into things we can use in our projects. So I think I want this one to be well, that didn't cut very well, but that's okay. So there's a strip there. This side is already a little bit diagonal, so can you see that it's like it's thinner at the end? And then we've got another one there, and then we're gonna don't move. The good thing about this is there's like really no waste either. Cool, that's a wide one, and then that's going to be another wide one as well. So now let's get some. I've got some of these papers as well that are like, oh, let's use that bit. I like proper grungy. They're digitals that I've had for a couple of years. Let's make some Get as many of these out of here as we can. See, so cool. So cool. Let's make a diagonal one. And you can kind of move it like backwards and forwards in your trimmer. I do want to do a book page one, so I'm not too sure. You don't even need a trimmer like this. I don't think my trimmer's going to cut this. So I'm going to keep this though, because look at the grunge on the edge of that. Oh, it's delicious. And then let's do a small flat one. And then let's do a rounded one. Like that. And then we could also use this one as well by trimming off this ripped edge. So this is what I mean. This is a perfect scrap buster. There we go. Keep those. And then we've also got one here like that. Do you know what? It's going to be easier. It probably will work out completely wrong because it won't be. This is what I'm not measuring. I'm not measuring. So let's just. And to be honest with you, I'm really not bothered because we're going to grunge them up anyway, and they're for Halloween. So even if they look a bit tatty, it's fine by me. What else have we got in here? We've got some little pieces. And like I said, we are going to be using these in Halloween every day. Right, so I think we've got enough strips there. Let's put these scraps away. And you can make, let's do one. Oh, we got a long flat one. Yeah. Right, so what I want to do is I'm going to get my frayed burlap, because if the paper is white on the inside, it's going to show. So just like that. And then I think I want this one to be like square. And this is what I mean by you don't have to just fold it over. You don't have to cut a hole. You can just... It is going to be a bit fiddly because it's not holding it. But once you've got that first turn, you're solid. Now, I have cut these wonky, so they probably are going to turn out wonky. But like I said, I am not. I just want some really cool handmade beads that are going to look grungy, old, distressed. And you can always straighten it up like that. And then this is a square bead, so like that, look. But if you give it a squeeze, then you end up with a really cool, where's the pointy bit? Like oblong bead. Like that. And like I said, yes, they're not perfect. This is fine. Right, so again, this is white on the inside. Now, I know that this bit is going to be, at the top. So do the top so that the inside is not pure white. And this one is going to go wonky because this one is mega wonky. But I'm fine with that. I just want to make... this one is going really wonky. I think this one is too wonky. Yeah, look at that, look. What is going on there? Nope, I don't like that one. So let's sort this out and let's... Right, so first off, let's straighten off this. Perfect. And now, let's straighten off this as well. Oh, Toni, Toni, Toni. I think my blade in my knife needs trimming. Right, now, let's see if this one works. This should work. That'll do for me. Just, you see, I'm using the glue on my hand, on my finger, and just running it round. And yeah, it's a bit of a dodgy shape. It's actually quite cool of a shape, I'm not going to lie. Right, let's do the book page one. And I'm not too bothered. I might do a little bit, but I'm not too bothered. Like I said, you really don't need to have that tool once you get the first initial roll over. Rolling that round. And you know what? I'm gonna take this bit off because it's just blank. And I would end up losing some of the book page, which I really don't want. And then we have Another cool little bead. Oh, we're going to have so many cool beads. Right, is this one going to work? Let's hope so. But I'm sure if you want a professional way to make paper beads, there's so many tutorials on here. So definitely go and have a look for those, because yeah, mine are not professional. I think maybe if I had this starting off that way, yeah, mine are not professional at all. And I did used to make these when I was younger, but I haven't made them for many, many years. But they are so much fun, and it's another one of those things that you can, you know, get a tray, go and sit in your living room, put on a movie or a TV show, and just sit down, because you don't need very many tools at all. I mean, isn't that just so cool? Just so cool. They honestly don't have to be perfect. Right, so I want the orange bit on the end, so let's... I think I'm going to have a play with me tool. Let's try, actually, with the tweezers. Now, bearing in mind that the tweezers go off in a triangle, so try and keep them towards the end. There you go. Tweezers work. Let's just straighten that up. You can straighten it up once you... Do you know what? I reckon I don't want these that thick. I reckon we'd get 2 perfectly good beads out of this. So I'm going to cut the paper in half. Because I don't want the beads too thick. And then just... It's actually easier with these tweezers, because it grips it, which I'm assuming is the same as what, well, that and the quilling tool does. I have got one somewhere, I just don't know where it is. And we might have to just open that up and open that up. But there you go, look at that. How cool is that? And it's perfect thick enough. So yeah, so you don't need big bits of paper at all. Round. I didn't ink the end bit, so this is going to be white on the inside. But that's okay. Found it. I found it. Right, so I don't think this is straight. So I just want to straighten it up. Is my ruler straight? No. Is that now straight? I don't know. But this is a thinner paper, so let's slide it in. Come on. What is going on? There we go. Oh, and I've gone and done it the wrong way round. Typical Toni. And then just roll it around. Now, somebody that makes beads for a living is probably watching this and going, oh my goodness, what is she doing? I'm having fun. Don't lose this one, Toni. I think I tied that one a little bit too tight, but we can push it back in and then round it. And then we've got another bead, look. Look what we've got so far. And we've not even finished with them yet. Because, now I don't know how this one is going to turn out. Because we are literally going to cover them in glossy accents. Be so careful because the paper is like so small. Yeah, it's because this is book paper. It does not like being cut. Ah! Right, yeah, let's use this bit. This is going to make a weird shape, but it is what it is. I'm going to start it off a little bit wonky because the paper's wonky. And obviously it's the same with everything. You know, we've all got to start somewhere. Practice makes perfect. And I will definitely try my hand at anything. Absolutely anything. Oh, I like how that goes white. So that bit of glue on my finger, I'm just running it round like that. That actually made a real cool bead. I mean, it's a bit wonky, bit dome-like, but we're not going for perfection. Right, so this one, I do not know how that is going to look. Let's see. Yeah, let's give this a go, because this is going to be a big one. And probably rather funny. So that's, like I said, it's the first initial bit, but once you've got round that and it's tucked in, then it's away you go. And then just roll round. I don't actually mind that they're a bit wonky. I really don't. This is good, this is, because I've got, oh, look at that. I've got an idea of something else to do with these. So again, load of glue, and then just roll it round, let the glue come out, and just roll the rest of the glue around the center. That is a pretty cool bead, even if I do say so myself. Right, let's do a flat one, because this has got a flat end, so it's not going to come into a point. So let's just... Oh, I'm getting excited now. I'm having so much fun. I love making new things. And roll it round. And there's all kinds of let's roll that over. There's all kinds of different shapes that you can have, your cardstock, and it makes like really different shapes and beautiful kind of beads. It's really, that's shocking. It's actually, I quite like that that's flat on the end, I'm not going to lie. So we're going to go with that. Yeah, it's really quite cool. So there was one I saw that was joined at the top and it had two kind of fishtails, like thin, pointy bits. And it made like a double bump bead. It was so cool. And I'm not going to lie, this, let's just try and push that bit down a bit. That looks like an apothecary bottle, does it not? It just looks, I'm just, yep. Right, now, what about one of these that gets a fine point? Now, this is paper, so it will be a little bit easier. To roll. I've got to get it real tight in the beginning. That's it, real tight in the beginning, and then kind of squeezing and rolling. Oh, look at that. And then glue on the end. And then again, oh, make sure that's straight. Roll it round, a bit there as well. Roll it round the glue. Oh, and then, look at that. I mean, look what we've got so far. They're different, they're grungy, they're cool, and we haven't finished there. So I'm going to make some more, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Right, so just quickly, I have done some more, but I thought I'd get a little bit professional with you, is what I thought. And this is what I've done. So I have marked 2 centimetres, or your 1/4 inch, and then I marked in the middle of 2 centimetres, which is obviously 1 centimetre, and then I drew a line, and then all I've done is I've just kind of zigzagged all the way. So now I get to cut down the lines like that. Like that, and then just, then you don't get any waste. So yeah, as much as I'm not bothered that they're not perfect, I actually kind of like that, especially for Halloween. I thought I would just, for the purposes of the video, I thought I'd do some that are. And I did love this paper, so I did want some out of this paper. I've also got some, I've trimmed some real thin bits as well. Now, I'm thinking because this is cardstock, it's quite thick. So I reckon we could get, again, oh, these are going to make such cool beads. We could get 2. I'm just gonna rip it. We could get 2 out of 1. So let's put it in our little handmade tool, and then yeah, half of this is plenty for a bead. Unless you want it thick. And really, really put some glue, because it is thick cardstock. Pull that off, push it in, and then I'm just going to get the round one with the thin end. And there, look at that really cool little bead. Got a really cool one there. And you get two like that. So then I'm just going to show you this one. Let's do the center. And then roll it round. And hopefully I'm going slow. Slide it over a little bit. Put some glue on the end. I do like to do quite a long tail of glue, I have noticed, because then again, look, I'm just wiping it like that and keep going round. Oh, that's a pretty cool bead. That's a pretty cool bead. Not perfect, even though I measured it. But that is a pretty cool. Oh, let's get it off. Come on. There we go. And then we're just going to... Where's my other... Just push that bit in and then push that back where it should be and that bit out. There we go. And look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I mean, like I said, they're nowhere near perfect, but they're fun. They're so fun. Right, I'm going to carry on and I'm going to make the rest of these and then we'll be back. Right, so I've got a nice little bundle here, look. And yeah, like I said, they're not perfect, but they're so cool. So this one, this long one, I'm just going to take my skewer, put it on my skewer. In fact, I'm not going to put it on that one because there we go. And I think I'm going to get, I'm going to get my black soot and I'm just going to just roll it round. Just to try and pick up some of the ink. Turn it around. And look at that. Isn't that just cool? Look at that. It's going to make such a cool bead. Just, it doesn't have to be perfect. I don't want them to be perfect. So that's another way of grunging them up. You can also like paint them if you want to as well. So I'm just going to do a round one, but I just want to do the edges, the ends like that. I think it might be easier if we get the tweezers and then roll it round. Or you could just get, where's my dauber for my dark colours? You could just get that and just and then do this end as well, like that, because we want them grungy. Do the ends dark. Like that. And this one definitely needs it. And you could also, should we give this a go? Give them a bit of a grunge as well. So they look like old and weathered. And then you could also, let me get an acrylic block. And I think I'm going to go, I'm going to go frayed burlap. So I'm just going to smoosh some down, bit of water on there, and then I'm just going to just rest it on the tweezers. And just distress. Because we want these, we really want them to look like they've been sat in like a damp attic or basement. I mean, look at that. It's so grungy now. This is why I'm saying it really doesn't matter. I mean, look, we could even just run it through there. Or just hold the brush and roll. Oh, look at that. Grungy. Oh, I'm going to use a bit of Azo Gold. Just a little drop. Sorry, I've got my paintbrush in my mouth. And just a little smidge of water. And let's tip some of these out. Oh, let's do the book page. And this is what I mean by you can literally, I'm just going to wipe. Oh, there we go. Look, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Can you hope you can see that? Look at that. This is, it doesn't matter what project you're doing. You can make these to match. Because you can just paint them. Oh, they're just so cool. Do you know what? On this one, I just want to do like some kind of damage. Like, look at that. So it just looks so old. And then this one as well. And the good thing is this Azo Gold is translucent. So this is just a dry cloth. Just taking it off places. Look at that. Isn't that just so cool? I just want to go a bit darker around the bottom. Look at that. And then all of a sudden you go from not so perfect beads to ones that are gonna look absolutely awesome hanging off your journal. Sorry, I was concentrating then. Could you tell? And then just some more on this end. And then we look at those grungy beads. Oh, they're just so cool. And I'm thinking now that this one does look cool. But I want to activate the black. Oh, yes. And now look at that. Oh, this is so cool. That one I quite like as it is. She says, but she knows she's going to paint it. But I think I'm just going to do the end. Like that. Yep. And this little one. Oh, where you going, mister? And I think these ones, this one I did, and I left the ripped end on it, and I thought that looked really cool. I think we'll leave that one as it is. There's this little round one. How cool is that? And now we're just gonna wipe off some of it, and then the rest, I think, apart from this one, we'll leave as they are, she says as she picks another one up. Oh. Yeah, that one I do want to do though. And then look at them. Oh, let's get that off there. Put that in my jug. How cool do they look? Right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to get back the plate. What side was the paint on? Not that it matters. And I'm just going to squeeze out some of that. This is the Nouveau Crystal Glaze, or you can use a glossy accents. It's entirely up to you. And I've got another brush, and now I am just going to paint on in fact, you know what? I'm not going to do it on the tweezers. I'm just going to paint on a real thin layer of glossy accents. And then this is a curved piece of paper. We don't want that. We want them to lay flat. And then just paint them all. I'm only doing a real thin coat. It's just basically to keep them bound. Not to give them like any special shine or anything. I mean, the shine does look cool. And it definitely brings out the colours. There we go. Where's that little round one? Because that's a little cutie. Right, so I'm going to go off camera and do the rest of these and then I'll be back. Right, so I've dried them off and I've put them in like a little necklace. But, I mean, look. Look at these. Aren't they just... Who would have thought these were scraps? Just made out of scraps. Aren't they just delicious? I can't even... I'm going to have to stand up because I can't see if you can see them properly. I mean... Isn't that just a cool necklace? I'm not going to lie. It could be a necklace, couldn't it? But mixed with beads, like real beads. And yeah, they're not perfect. But do you know what? I don't care. I love them. And they were so much fun. Like, I really did. Let's try and... There we go. Aren't they just delicious? I had so much fun. These were so cool to make. I hope you give them a go. If you do, don't forget to tag me in social media. All my socials are in the description box down below or at the end of the video. And yeah, don't forget to follow the hashtag Eva and make sure that you're putting the hashtag on your work so people can search for you and we can search for you and see all your lovely creations. But this was so much fun. Just with, I mean, look at those. Just with a few scrap bits of paper. How grungy are they? And like I said, I don't even care that they're not perfect. I mean, look at that one. Isn't that just cool? Oh, they're just... so awesome. Look at that one. Look at that one. How cool is that? And like I said, there's so many videos out there. So if you really do want to learn how to do this properly, then definitely go and watch one of the pros at it. But if you just want to have fun and not bothered about perfection, just want to create some really cool bits and pieces, then yeah, don't worry, just give it a go. Cut the paper and just have fun. Thank you everybody for being here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a wonderful week coming and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care everybody. Bye.